Hi, it's me, Vamp, and a Devstream just happened. Devstream 124, in fact. So, what we are going to do is recap it like usual. So, let's get right into it. I'll talk about what's on the screen in a moment. Let me get to it real quick. But first, I want to say a few things, which are that gift of the Lotus alerts will never die. Okay, so meaning that gift of the Lotus alerts are going to be live now and after every dev stream, as well as special events. They can still push out gift of the Lotus alerts, even though for all intents and purposes, alerts are dead now because of Nightwave. Speaking of, there are a few Nightwave things, but first I also want to mention that there will apparently be a Fortuna survey. I encourage you guys all to give, feedback. It doesn't have to be positive. It doesn't have to be all negative. Just, feedback. So DE knows how they're doing, what to change, because every single new open world type thing helps the previous open world type thing, which also we have news about, which I'll go into a bit later. But first, the Nightwave stuff. Okay, so Series 1 or Season 1 is apparently going to last roughly around 10 weeks. Let's see, the weekly challenge, the weekly bounties rather, they change every week. Apparently you need about 60% completed to max everything. So if you're not on sometimes, don't worry, it will be okay. Apparently the convicts and the wolf will become way more common later on down the line toward the end of the 10 weeks. I believe Steve mentioned that it would they would become more and more common gradually, which is good. Apparently the wolf retires after 10 weeks, and that's going to be a new thing, which has me a bit worried. The reason it has me a bit worried is because I think that once it retires, that the hammer is going to be no more for now as well. I mean, then as well. And that had me a bit worried because that means it's a exclusive weapon, at least for now. Excuse me. Which means this is just one big event, I suppose. Which, fine, whatever. We've had events like that in the past. Most of the Wraith weapons are unique. But this one can technically be traded, so, you know what? Now that I think about it, not sure if I mind too much. But at the same time, I do mind a bit. But anyway, let me know what you think about that in the comment section below. That the hammer that the wolf drops might become at least semi-exclusive, at least as exclusive as stuff in Warframe actually works. And armor. The wolf armor, it's apparently going to be somewhat exclusive as well. Now that was guaranteed to be exclusive for now, unless they release it again in a later update. It's still exploring stuff. What do you think of the whole exclusivity thing? Do you think, oh, it's fair, we will here for the event, or oh, it's not fair, I don't have a bunch of time to grind out stuff, or, I just joined Warframe like a week ago, there's no way I could complete it. Let me know what you guys think on that front. I would genuinely like to know. Okay, and now we will move on to the new Lotus theme UI. This is the new Lotus theme UI. What I'm showing right now, that's what it is. That is what it is, definitely, for sure. Remember I said I'd show you guys later. Well, this is it. It's still a work in progress. I'm not sure. I think it's coming next week, but I'm not entirely sure if it's coming with the main line. Oh, they confirmed that the main line update is coming next week. I don't know if it's going to... I'm going to assume it's only on PC for now. Until I hear otherwise, it could... Because I feel like it can't be... I feel like they can't pull the on all platform thing off again like they did with Nightwave, because there's a difference between, especially considering what's all coming with the mainline update. Let's see. Yeah, the new frame coming with the mainline update. Speaking of new frame, got an alternate helmet. But before we talk about what's all coming with the update, we're going to talk about the next deluxe skin. Apparently, the next deluxe skin, this is the high poly, you know. It's not actually in game yet, but this is like the high poly picture of it. In case you're curious, in case you don't know what high poly count means, it's like if you're using 3D S Max, 3D Studio Max, or, Blender, or, 3D creation software like that. If any of your 10th Gen creators are by chance watching or listening to one of my videos, you know what I'm talking about. It's a mesh that you use to make the thing, to mold it into your creation. And then a poly count is, yeah, okay. I was going to go into details about how too high of a poly count isn't the best in the world, but also you gotta make sure not to skimp on the details. It's harder than you'd think. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Here's another picture. I know I said moving on, but here's a backed out picture. But for now, we will keep this picture on until I have the last thing to show you guys, which will be worth it. But for now, let's talk about the fact that there's going to be a new abilities screen. Unfortunately, there's no asset for me to show you guys the new abilities screen, but the new abilities screen is going to contain a rotation of each of the frames as well as each of the abilities. If you hover over it, you will be able to actually see them in action. Then I slowly plug up all the Warframes over time. Right now, I believe they only have the starter frames and maybe one or two others hooked up, but to the new system, because keep in mind, there will be 40 frames to hook up. And they gotta hook up the Prime variants. The reason I say there will be 40, because with the mainline update that I talked about, there is, let's see, the new frame is coming with the mainline update. The quick melee is coming, but they also said that there's going to be no nerfs coming with quick melee initially. When it first launches, they're just trying to get out there. No quick melee nerfs. But quick melee in general, it's coming next week. Again, this is for sure on PC, maybe on the console, but I'm doubtful that it's on console. We still have the certification thing, so yeah, that is something that will always be. If I'm wrong, feel free to come back to this video and say, Vamp, you were wrong. It released on console too. I'll be happy to be wrong. Revenant Melee, remember that giant melee sword that the Revenant was supposed to have come out with him? It's done. Apparently it's launching next week too, which is so awesome. Also, Limbo Deluxe again is launching next week. As well as, let's see, he has Sagatra. I know Sagatra. But hey, Sagatra. He had a Sayandana, and he had this little awesome thing where he can make secondary like kunai weapons look like cards, so he can be like Gambit. He can be Gambit. Okay. I'm way too excited for that. I know. You're like, fam, tone it back. But it's so awesome. Okay, moving on. Now this, what else is coming next week? Okay, the Gas City is not coming next week. It was confirmed. Now, there is something else I want to show you guys. I'll pull it up now. The concepts, well, not really concepts, they're new mods coming soon. We don't know when they're coming. I don't think they're coming in next week's update. They could be coming in next week's update. Not entirely sure, but these are new mods to play around with, and I think I'm actually going to do a separate video covering them, because right now, they're just, they're here, yeah, whatever. I'll do a separate video covering all of them, covering what they do. If you, yeah, I'll do a separate video, so definitely stay tuned for that. Wisp, the new Warframe coming after the next Warframe, she got her own custom sprint, which is pretty awesome, I think. She's the first Warframe to get her own custom sprint, because she had no feet, so she sprints around in a different way. That new enemy types that are coming, along with the new mods, which again, I'll do a separate video on the new mods. And let's talk about TennoCon for a second. TennoCon tickets are available. Let's see, with the TennoCon regular pack or the digital pack, which will be available later this year, a special glyph. It's not really just a glyph though. It's an animation. It's an emote that spawns a lotus glyph. So, yeah. And special armor. They do special something every year. So, yeah, it's special armor as well for TennoCon. But now we have to get into the last bit of what we have to talk about, which is the thing about Planes of Eidolon Remastered. Remember earlier how I mentioned about how they learn from the open world experience with each new open world? Well, they learned a few things from Fortuna so that they can do a few things. So they went back and did a bunch of stuff for the plane. Apparently, this will be coming in like maybe 3 weeks, roughly around 3 weeks, and it's going to be pretty awesome. So here's what they all said. Okay, so the Planes Rework Remastered. It has a whole new look, whole new HD, better looking texture. It actually looks better than Earth Remastered, in my opinion. And Earth Remastered looks pretty awesome by itself. So yeah, Planes Remastered. There are going to be new rewards to drive people to want to come back to the planes. Apparently, there'll be faster loading times, way faster loading time. K-Drive friendly, as in you can grind on the new tree, logs now, and then not as many, the trees have a smaller hitbox, so you can fully, K-Drive, it's way more K-Drive friendly. Okay, and here's my favorite bit. As you know, I'm a console main. I play on the PS4 Pro. It can get technically up to, but usually it's 45 or whatever. But they tested this on a normal base Xbox One, and they got to go up to 60 FPS on the planes. For your PC folk, I don't know. I can only assume it will be super way better. But for us console folk, getting constant 60 FPS on the planes is a big, big, big deal. Okay, see, it just is. I mean, don't get me wrong. 30 is fine. 30 is cool. 30 is what I'm used to. Actually, more like 45 is what I'm used to. But I digress. True 60 FPS on the plane. That's way better than now, considering right now half the time Xbox can't even load properly on the planes and all that jazz. Hopefully that puts a fix to that. The bounties will be able to be gotten on the planes itself, so you don't go back to Kanzu and do the loading screen and all that all over again just to complete some Nightwave bounty. So, okay, I'm getting way too much. Okay, but yeah, all that's coming. That part isn't coming next week. They said 3-ish weeks, give or take, so I guess expect it maybe later in the month. Like I said, on all this that I mentioned it coming next week or this month, it's coming on PC for sure. We don't know on console, okay? We really don't know. I would normally say, oh, but it will be about maybe 2 months, a month and a half after release for console. But with Nightwave launching on all platforms like it did, it's up in the air. Anyone's guess. And with that, I will catch you all in a future video. Later.